6 most disturbing things caught on police body cam footage.
5th, 2020, a 63-year-old man named Anthony Quinn Warner drove his RV to Nashville, Tennessee's 2nd Avenue and woke up nearby residents with the sound of a robotic digital female voice coming from his RV, warning everyone around the vehicle to evacuate the area.
What?
This area must be evacuated now. This area must be evacuated now. You can hear this message. Evacuate now.
Why?
You can hear this message.
Soon, the female voice repeatedly mentioned that the RV was going to detonate, and
What? Rambling face so much for the 10.
a little after 6 a.m., the voice became more and more insistent, announcing that the vehicle would detonate in 15 minutes.
Okay,
In the
that's
Bodycam
scary.
footage that was later released by the authorities, a group of Nashville police officers can be seen walking around the downtown area, urging any stragglers to evacuate for their own safety.
You're not falling for it?
So you're not doing anything wrong, okay? You're not in trouble, but there is something serious happening down the road.
Go for 11.
Okay? Do you mind going down to 2nd and
Where do they need to go when they are evacuated?
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie. Like,
Yeah, this is some like purge shit.
Evacuate now. Evacuate now. Stay clear. Vehicle. Stay clear. Vehicle.
The robotic voice and its ominous warnings give the whole scene an extremely eerie vibe.
Why did the
like,
cops
as the
go
police
up to
officer
it?
mentioned something out of the movie The Purge. Strangely, the RV also broadcasted snippets of the 1964 hit song Downtown by Petula Clark, which is a song about how if you're ever feeling sad or lonely, you should go downtown and you'll feel better in the hustle and bustle of the city.
Oh wait, the cops not like going up to it just in case it is a bomb? Is that why?
Unfortunately, the robotic voice wasn't bluffing, and just 15 minutes later, the RV detonated near the AT&T building, causing damage to more than 50 buildings and even collapsing a few of them with its massive blast radius.
What?
In the aftermath of the incident, the cops can be seen assessing the damage and moving nearby pedestrians to safety through body cam footage that
Hey, whoever in chat said you're calling their bluff, GG's. GG's, you've just been blown up, buddy. You've just been blown up.
can only be described as apocalyptic.
What? How big was the blast?
25, are you 10-4?
He's in 4. Are you guys okay? Okay.
No, my God.
Where's your car? Okay, go to your car.
Oh my god. How big was the blast?
There may be ammo in that vehicle. We don't need anybody coming up.
Wait, we didn't see how big the blast was, but he said it damaged like 50 nearby buildings. That's a lot. But that could be like the fire catching onto fire and stuff like that. But yo,
You okay? Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
Even though the explosive inside the RV was extremely powerful, the cops managed to evacuate most of the nearby residents, and thankfully nobody outside the RV lost their lives. Although
God.
3 people were injured and had to be hospitalized after the vehicle
Blown
incident,
windows,
the
yeah.
only person who lost his life was Anthony Warner himself, who was still inside the vehicle at the time of the detonation. After the incident, the authorities started digging deep into Anthony's past to figure out what could have caused him to do something so insane. And what they found was pretty disturbing. As it turned out, Warner was pretty much a paranoid loner obsessed with conspiracy theories about shape-shifting alien lizards that were trying to take over the world. It was also revealed that 16 months before the explosion, Warner's girlfriend had called the cops to report that Anthony had been building explosives inside.
Wait. He? Thank you for the 5 subs, cat. He was with her? And he's a psychopath. He pulled her? And he's a psychopath. What? Hey, man.
The RV outside their home.
Man.
Even more disturbingly, less than a week before Christmas, Warner's neighbor had reportedly asked him if Santa was going to bring him anything good for Christmas, to which Warner replied, "Oh yeah, Nashville and the world are never going to forget me."
You know what though? Thank you so much for the 10. You know what, chat? I swear girls in a weird way are into psychos. Like, don't a lot of like females fancy, like, you know, when Netflix releases these documentaries or like TV shows about serial killers and stuff, don't they like, oh yeah, but he's so cute. Like, yo, you know that guy that killed the guy, the CEO, but everybody was saying it how beautiful he was. What was it, Luigi or something like that?
But despite the clear desire for attention, the cops never managed to truly figure out Warner's motive, and it was eventually concluded that he probably didn't want to hurt anyone, and that a fatal cancer diagnosis mixed with other factors had contributed to Warner's declining mental health.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
On March 9th, 2023, at around 12:30 p.m.,
Yeah,
an
Mike,
anonymous caller dialed 911
crazy.
and told dispatchers that a man that had just run into a food market on Cleveland's Central Avenue was claiming that he had just been kidnapped. As soon as police arrived, they were able to talk to the alleged victim, and the jarring conversation was captured on one of the cops' body cams.
I went over there to fix his busted pipe for his washing machine. Okay. I was putting a water line for his ice and for his refrigerator. And when I got downstairs, another dude came out. They had guns on me and they robbed me. I mean, they tied me up. They had plastic laying on the ground.
Disturbingly, the zip ties and duct tape that were used in the kidnapping can still be seen on the man's body as he explains what happened to him.
Wow.
As the victim mentions to the cops, the perpetrators forced him into his own van, robbed him, and then held him for ransom before he managed to escape.
So they put this on my face. They get me in my van, and they bring me over here. They turn the location up on my phone. One of the guys is in back with me. And
which way did the car go?
Huh?
Where the car go?
It was parked this way, and I ran all the way down here to here. We were parked right over there.
You're parked the 49? What kind of car was it?
It's my van.
As the cops later found out, the main perpetrator was 51-year-old Ahmed Johnson, whom the victim had been in federal prison with at some point in his life. After digging deeper into the case, they uncovered the whole story of the kidnapping. As the victim mentioned in the video, the kidnapper had hired him for a plumbing job, and when he arrived at the house in Cleveland's Buckeye Woodhill neighborhood, he was led downstairs where he would allegedly be shown the leaky pipe that he had to fix. Once downstairs, Ahmed led the victim to another room, where another man jumped out and held him at gunpoint. After stealing his phone and Apple Watch, the kidnappers bound the victim and put him into the back of his own van. As the perpetrators drove the van towards the city's central neighborhood, they made the victim call a friend and bring around $15,000 to a nearby gas station in exchange for his return.
15?
But as the van slowed down, the victim somehow managed to jump out and ran down East 49th Street. Thinking quickly, the victim ran into a convenience store where he would be protected by the public eye, causing the suspects to drive off. 2 weeks later, the cops managed to make an arrest, and Ahmed Johnson was charged in Cleveland court with aggravated kidnapping. As of today, there have been no further updates to the case.
Oh shit, that would be terrifying, man.
On September 9, 2019, an Albuquerque Police Department officer saw a young man performing a traffic stop on a gray Nissan SUV. Strangely, the man wasn't dressed like a police officer at all. In fact, he was dressed as an ordinary citizen in jeans, a black polo, and an Air Force cap as he wrote down the driver's information. Sensing that something was off, the officer pulled the man aside to talk to him, and from the beginning, the man seemed a little on edge.
You gotta talk to him for a minute.
I do.
What's going on? Let's just talk back here real quick.
No, that sounds dodgy.
Who do you work for?
Early Country Office.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
What?
Normally, you do, if you're out here, man, if you're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright? Do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
It's a courthouse for what?
I'm under-equipped. Chat, is this one of these cases? This is one of those cases again where it's just the guy's power tripping in it. Like, this actually blows my mind that people do this. Like, we've seen it before. It blows my mind that people do this. Like, they will fake being cops and stuff like that for power trips. Mad, innit?
To get my crap. Okay. I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal? I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
Yeah.
The man claims that he was on his way to the courthouse when he pulled over the driver of the gray Nissan. Suspiciously though, he claims he doesn't have any sort of identification on him because he allegedly left it inside his uniform.
What?
After a bit of questioning, the man says his name is Brendan Wazinski and confesses that he was using his personal vehicle to pull over civilians, but insists that he's been an officer of the law for 3 years.
Okay, buddy.
And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in, and
You went a car.
You're
Right.
All right, man.
I understand.
All right.
This, for starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really
No, I ain't gonna lie, bro. How's this guy not been smacked up? Chat, imagine this guy pulls you over pretending to be a cop and he's not a cop. You're gonna beat his ass just for wasting your day. You're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be pissed.
really bad. This screams whacker.
Right. How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. All right, so.
After checking the database, the officer notices Brendan's name doesn't pop up on any nearby law enforcement agency's list, and at that point his only option is to put the suspect in the back of his vehicle while he waits for his supervisor to figure things out. Less than 5 minutes later, Brendan gets cold feet and confesses that he's not a real cop.
What's up, man?
Alright. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay.
He knew that.
That badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay? For a second.
As soon as his supervisor arrives, the officer briefs him on the situation, and they decide to arrest Brendan for impersonating a police officer. After putting him in cuffs, the sheriff arrives to assess the situation.
That's so bad.
I honestly don't know how long Brendan was expecting to be able to get away with pulling people over pretending to be a cop, but it seems as though he was hoping to play vigilante with no consequences forever. Even though he didn't have a weapon in his belt at the time, it's not uncommon for people like Brendan to start using guns and handcuffs as intimidation tools once they get more comfortable and start thinking they can get away with it.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
true.
it's incredibly dangerous to have random people drive.
We've actually seen random people pull people over and then actually handcuff them, and they're not even cops. Crazy.
Around the city pretending to be cops when they really have nothing to do with law enforcement at all, which is why the officers have no other choice but to bring him into the police station. After arriving at the station, the cops try to get Brendan's full statement, but the suspect contradicts himself a bunch and lies to try to get the officer's sympathy. Brendan says he was on his way to work when he saw a guy going 120 on the freeway and confesses that he freaked out when the cop asked him about his identity. Strangely, he alleges that the badge he used to fake his identity used to belong to his dad, who supposedly used to work with the sheriff's department before he was killed in the line of duty 5 or 6 years prior.
Is that true?
And then when I made contact with you, I noticed you had a badge. Where'd you get that badge from?
It belonged to my dad.
It belongs to your dad? When was
Well, it did.
It did? Is he still around, or did he pass away?
Well, he was killed.
Oh, he was killed, okay.
As it was later revealed, this was a complete lie, and the truth was that he bought the badge online as he had initially confessed when the cop interrogated him. It's hard to imagine that he thought he was going to get away with a lie like that when there was video evidence of him saying that he bought the badge online less than an hour ago. During the interview, it was also revealed that Brendan was only 18 years old, even though he said he was around 25 when the cop initially pulled him over. This makes the fact that he said he was married and needed to call his wife even more sketchy, and it's hard to tell which details of the story are true and which ones are completely made up.
He's a compulsive
a few seconds
liar.
later, things get a little scary when Brendan confesses that he had a loaded weapon in the glove compartment of the vehicle, which wasn't initially visible in the video. Considering he's a compulsive liar and an irresponsible teenager, it's pretty horrifying to imagine what he would have done with the handcuffs and gun had he been given the chance to play vigilante for a few more days or weeks or whatever.
Bro, yo, imagine. Because we see all the time people skirt away from like cops from these tickets and stuff. Imagine he got himself into like a chase and then they actually started shooting back at him. And then he started shooting, like, bro.
In March 2020, a judge sentenced Brendan to a year of probation. But just a few weeks later, he failed to report to his probation officer, refused to get a psych exam, provided a false address, and missed a scheduled meeting.
Oh my days.
As a result, the judge tightened his probation conditions, and as of today, there have been no further updates to the case.
He's unhinged. He's unhinged.
At around 8 p.m. on September 30th,
Hey, somebody needs to watch this guy. Because that sounds like a bunch of issues. Someone need to keep eye on this guy, bro. Someone needs to keep eyes on him. Because he's got problems.
At around 8 p.m. on September 30th, 2021, 3 children ages 6, 6, and 7 were reported missing in the Flamingo Lake neighborhood in Montgomery, Texas.
Oh, beautiful.
According to the parents, the kids had gone missing.
Oh, no, yeah, no, fully Zoka. Like, yo, I completely agree with citizens arrest. Like, I love nothing more when you see, like, a criminal running around and then you just see some citizen running at them and charging and taking them down to the ground. That's amazing. But yo, going around in your car just pulling over people just for a power trip, that's different. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Like you're just spending your time just going around searching for people so that you can pretend to be a cop. That's weird, with like a badge and a loaded gun and whatnot.
After they went into the Sam Houston forest and wandered off the main trail to go play in a creek. After the disappearance was announced to the public, the authorities launched a massive search that included helicopters, dogs, drones, off-road vehicles, and hundreds of police officers from multiple law enforcement agencies. The next morning, an anonymous Good Samaritan who was very familiar with the layout of the woods decided to take matters into his own hands and went into the national forest by himself to find the kids. At around 9 a.m. on September 31st, the man found the kids and called 911 to bring the children to safety, and the whole rescue was captured on Sergeant Jason Smith's body cam.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me.
They wouldn't let me in over here last night, so I just took off around the back. I've been looking all night long.
Yes, sir. I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
Good, ain't he? Ain't Jesus good?
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods? Come on,
then.
buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We're going to get something to eat. Okay? You want to hold my hand? We'll get out of here?
Even though the kids were found just a little over a mile away from where they entered the woods, they'd still been lost for over 24 hours, and pretty understandably they were hungry.
Wow.
As it was later revealed, the kids had spent the night in the forest, sheltering themselves under a fallen tree until the volunteer came to rescue them, which is why they had leaves and branches in their hair in the footage.
Here, let's pick this. Grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong?
I don't think
Lose your shoe?
Aww.
I got you.
Even though they had spent the night with minimum shelter and hadn't had anything to eat for 24 hours, the children still seemed to be in pretty good spirits as Sergeant Smith escorted them out of the woods. And toward the end of the video, he can be seen guiding them to the clearing where a bunch of cop cars sit waiting for them.
Thank you, fellas. Y'all got it? Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road.
Mate, that is one adventure. They're going to grow up and they're going to be telling the story, everyone. That they went out one day, spent the whole 24 hours in the forest. Mad.
Whoa, good. What? There you go, buddy. Look at you.
Yeah,
you made it.
I'm actually surprised how, like, up spirit they sit. Like, they're very brave. How up spirit they still are. Like, yeah, no, you're fully right. I don't think they'll be afraid of the forest after this. Like, they seem like they're coming out like they're loving it. They're coming out that they just went in 10 minutes ago, mate. Not like 24 hours lost. I'd be
honestly
terrified.
Pretty terrifying to think that if they hadn't been found then and there, the kids would have probably ended up succumbing to the elements. But thankfully, they were able to get back home to their parents.
Bless them.
On January 30th, 2017,
Is it fun
New Mexico
adventure?
police received a disturbing call from a witness in Nevada who claimed he had seen a woman being taken out of her Las Vegas apartment by a man and put into a white van with a Texas license plate. After receiving the alert, the cops were able to locate the van in question less than 24 hours later and arrest the driver and passenger.
Passenger.
Okay.
Once the suspects are out of the vehicle, the cops approach the white van, and that's when they find something incredibly disturbing.
Dead body? What's in there?
Put a camera on this thing. Got a camera. You need a...
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay.
What?
I got throw it. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
Are they in chains?
I got pictures of her and I got pictures of the chains.
In the back of the vehicle, the cops find a woman named Jane who is chained to the floorboards of the van by the suspects, and as soon as the officers set her free, she gives them her disturbing testimony. According to the victim, the man who was driving the getaway van was her ex-boyfriend Jack, who broke into her apartment and took her.
Oh my
Even
God.
though she fought hard to escape, Jack was trained in mixed martial arts and was a lot heavier than her, and it didn't take him long to take her out of her home. Jane assumed it was her neighbors who saw the altercation and called the police, and it was thanks to that 911 call that the cops were able to rescue her. Once inside the police car, Jack doesn't seem all too distressed that he's about to be put away for a long time, and he can even be seen interacting pretty calmly with the officer driving the vehicle, asking him if he has a favorite hymn and singing the words to Amazing Grace as he's taken to jail.
You got a favorite hymn?
What's that?
You got a favorite hymn?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never been into them. What about you?
What about Amazing Grace? You like that one?
I'll take it.
Amazing Grace, how sweet.
As it was later revealed, Jack's accomplice in the kidnapping was 19-year-old Samuel Brown. In the other cop car, Samuel asked the police officer to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, he's messed up, bro. He's fucking mad. Like, bro, how do you do this and then you're like that chilled out? That's psycho. Surely he gets put away for like attempted murder, right? That's not just kidnapping, is it, chat? Tied to the floorboards in a van. Would that just be kidnapping? Because, like, what was he going to do with her? He probably was going to kill her. He was probably going to kill her. Kidnapping is 20 to life. Oh, good. Okay, that's quite a lot then. I thought...
claiming that he's scared of everything that's happening.
Oh, I didn't know kidnapping was actually such a high charge. Oh, okay. Kidnapping can be 20 to life anyway. Oh.
Is it okay to talk? Yeah. Anything. I'm just kind of scared. Okay. What are the police gonna ask me?
During the investigation, the police found that Jack and Samuel had planned to take Jane into a cave in New Mexico that Jack had dug into the side of a hill, where they would later brainwash her into marrying one of them, according to the police report. After the horrifying incident, Jack was sentenced to life in prison, and Samuel to a little over 5 years in prison. It's pretty disturbing to imagine where Jane would be if that 911 call hadn't been placed and the cops hadn't intervened.
What? They would have killed her.
On April 8 of 2020,
I'm telling you right now, they would have killed her. They would have killed her, bro.
Police officers from the city of Whitehall, Ohio, about 6 miles away from Columbus.
And do you know what's scary? Like, I know he got life, and then she got 5 years, but it's still going to be scary for that girl, the other girl that got kidnapped, that person's out in 5 more years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even though he might have been the main person behind it all, she still played a part, and she's out in 5 years, bro.
Cops hadn't intervened. On April 8 of 2021, police officers from the city of Whitehall, Ohio, about 6 miles away from Columbus, received a report that a man was allegedly impersonating a police officer at a traffic stop.
Again.
Upon arriving at the scene, they found a 26-year-old man named Casey Donovan Williams asleep in what appeared to be a Whitehall police cruiser. When he woke up, he told the cops that he was an off-duty cop working a special duty detail. At first, the officers bought his story, but when they were told there was no special duty assigned at that time, they returned to get the real story. And the exchange was captured on the cops' body cam.
But you have no ID from them,
No,
all right?
no.
And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No. I'm asking you a direct question. Have you been sworn in
Now,
by
it's
them?
very important you answer this correctly, because being a former police officer or someday a current police officer, you know if you lie in this situation, you go directly to jail.
No, I'm not.
So I'm going to put that right
listen,
out.
I'm not.
So
trying-
if
I'm
you
not,
are telling me you are a police officer right now, is that what you're telling me?
No.
So you are not a commissioned police officer.
I have spoke with the chief.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I'm asking you one question. Are you a commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what I'm
That's
asking.
not what they're asking you.
I'm explaining to you. I have
No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of
means
Ohio with
commissioned.
any department?
Not currently.
Okay.
As soon as the cops start
So you're not
applying
an
a bit of
officer,
pressure,
bro?
Casey confesses that he's not an actual commissioned police officer, and when the cops mention to him that he risks going to jail if he lies, he decides to call one of the officers who supposedly gave him the job to try to save himself from the consequences.
Wait, what is he? Rent a cop? Yeah. Brother, what? Is he like swap a cop day? You call him in when a cop wants to have a day off? Like, what is this guy?
Okay. 1 second. Would you be willing to speak to the supervisor from the company? From Watchman.
From Watchman?
Yes.
Is he an actual police officer?
You are an actual police officer, correct? Okay. Okay. Yes, he is. Where are you commissioned at?
It doesn't matter. He's not here doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the superintendent of the state highway patrol. That's irrelevant to the situation.
Yeah, you're
Even though he
faking
seems
being
to
a
have
cop,
a pretty
bro.
intricate series of excuses to justify his actions, the cops sense there's more to the story than Casey's letting on. After mentioning to the cops that he was just trying to make a little extra money by allegedly working for the Glenwood Police Department, he realizes his chances of getting out of an arrest are pretty slim, and that's when he resorts to asking the cops for mercy.
That's all I was trying to do. Please do not. I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
I think you did.
Hey, slide me 10 grand, buddy. Hey, slide me 10 grand. I'll let it slide.
That kind of on your.
Throughout the exchange, it seems as if Casey either doesn't realize the severity of what he's doing, or he really thinks the cops are going to let him get away with showing a fake badge and even carrying a weapon while pretending to be an officer of the law.
Mad.
Still, things were about to get a whole lot worse for Casey, because after he was put in the real police officer's cruiser, the cops searched his vehicle and found a loaded AR-15 rifle, a tactical vest, a loaded handgun with 15 rounds of ammo, a taser, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and pepper spray. It's pretty disturbing to think of what could have happened if the cops hadn't arrested Casey then and there, because even though he didn't seem to have any bad intentions at first glance, Casey could have used the badge, vehicle, and weapons for some pretty nefarious purposes if he wanted to, by simply convincing people he was a real police officer. From kidnapping to extortion and everything in between, a fake cop can be extremely dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
As it was later revealed, this wasn't the first time the suspect had gotten...
Because the thing is, like, we know there's a lot of people that don't listen to cops, but then there's a lot of people that really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of them. If a cop tells me to go on my belly, hands down, I'm going on my belly, hands down. You know what I'm saying? If he says, I want you to do 5 star jumps, I'm doing 5 star jumps, bro. So what, being a fake cop? You know? That's bad. That is very, very bad. He could just get you to, yeah, go in the back of the truck there and then kidnap you. Boom.
In trouble for trying to pull similar stunts. Although at one point he had been a corrections deputy at the Pickaway County Jail, he was forced to resign after trying to enforce his authority as an undercover cop at a fair when he hadn't been instructed to do so. After the incident in Whitehall, Casey was charged with impersonating a police officer, a 3rd-degree felony, and improper handling of a gun in a motor vehicle, a 4th-degree felony.
What an idiot, bro. Power tripper. Power tripper.